Hey y'all, it's Thursday Tech Day on a Friday after you've already left. But as you know, sometimes we just get to things when we can. So I'm going to show you a couple of things about the new expectation that we have for you, all the teachers, and that's the enrichment section on your Google Classroom. So some of y'all already know about topics and you know how to create them. For those of you who don't, this is going to be a great way for you to learn how to organize your Google Classroom. So we go to classwork, we click on create, and we click on topic. And I'm going to make my enrichment topic. So this is actually an example classroom and I haven't added on anything yet. So this is going to be the first thing I add. Let's say that I wanted to organize my content on my Google Classroom by units. So if I was doing math, I could say quadratic equations. Oops. And this is going to be unit 1. So anything that I add under quadratic equations and unit 1 will go under this topic. And then you can find the topics over here, so it makes it really easy to organize. You could do it by weeks, you could do it by grading period, you could do it by whatever topic that you want to do it by. So a great way for you to organize your classroom and the classwork that is assigned to it. So I'm going to show you 3 different websites. Most of them you're familiar with already, but I want to show you how easy it is to embed some enrichment activities in your classroom without it being super time consuming. So here I'm on Quizzes, and most of us are familiar with Quizzes already. So these are pre-made quizzes, great way for you to do quick assessments and for students to get instant feedback. So let's say that I wanted to do a quizzes on Newton's third law, or Newton's law. So I'm going to go on here, and I've got multiple quizzes that are already made, and I'm going to find one and embed it in my Google Classroom. So what I would recommend is that you look for quizzes that are relevant and that have to deal with the subject that you're learning at the moment, and that way the kids are still learning and it's not something that's brand new or irrelevant to the classroom. We don't want it to be just busy work. So here I found one on Newton's third law. It's for 6th to 10th grade. It has 20 questions. Make sure that you review it because you want to make sure that the questions are appropriate and you want to make sure that the assignment is relevant, again, to what you're learning in the classroom. So here, let's say that I find this. I preview all the questions. I like it. Looks good. I'm going to assign it as homework. And you don't have to create a deadline. You can just do no deadline. And I'm going to click continue, and I'm going to embed it in my Google Classroom. So I already have my classrooms linked to my Quizzes account, and Quizzes is free, by the way. I'm on the basic plan, and it's amazing because it's free. So here, go to Google, click on the share link, Google Classroom, put what classroom I want it to be in. I'm going to put it in my example classroom, click next, and it will go ahead and embed it in the classroom for me. So let's give this just a second to load. And then I'm going to go ahead and see on my classroom. So here you go. It should be good, ready to go. Once students start participating and taking the quiz, you'll see their grade right here. And it's a great, like I said, a quick assessment with instant feedback for the students. And here I'm on my example classroom. Let's see. It hasn't uploaded yet. Oh, here it is. Okay, so quizzes game. So I'm going to put this under enrichment, and I could delete the due date if I wanted to. I don't have to make a due date because this is something that I want to be open and available for days when I'm absent. So again, the purpose of the enrichment activities are for days when you're absent for an emergency or you're not feeling well. You already have a couple of activities, enrichment activities for students to be able to do, so that way you're not leaving your sub without a lesson plan and you're not leaving your kids without anything to do in the class. So that's one activity and that's one website where you can get a lot of free resources from, and it's really quick and easy. So here's another one, EdPuzzle, and again, most of you are already familiar with EdPuzzle, so I just wanted to remind you that it's there and it's a great resource for you. So if I click on EdPuzzle, and let's say that I wanted to do one on world geography. So world geography, if I can spell geography. It's Friday and I think I'm ready to go home. So here we go. I'm going to click on, I like a couple of these, and again, make sure that you preview them to make sure that they are that they're appropriate. So I saw this world mapping one earlier. It has 18 questions, which I feel is going to be really thorough. So as a teacher, I would make sure that I'm previewing the video, making sure that all the questions, that the video and the questions are appropriate. And then let's say that I like this and I want to assign it. So the assign button is over here. I'm going to click assign. I'm going to click the classroom that I want it to be in. I can make a due date if I wanted to, but I don't have to. And I'm going to assign it. So really quick, easy. Again, once students start taking the quiz and answering the questions, you'll see it come up right here on the screen. So let's go back to my Google Classroom, see if it came up. And sometimes it takes a second, so I click on here. Nope. And it hasn't popped up yet. We'll come back here in just a minute and see if it popped up. So the last website that I wanted to show you is Quizlet. Quizlet is a great resource for flashcards and activities. And again, most of you are already familiar with Quizlet, but I just want to remind you that it's there and it's a great free resource, because we don't want to have to reinvent the wheel. So this would be a bonus for all of my Spanish teachers, because I've created a ton of flashcard sets for every single unit for Spanish 1 and some for Spanish 2 as well. So here you can see these are the ones that I've made over the years. Let's say that I'm going to do a unit on ser y las características de la personalidad, and I want my kids to go through the flashcards. I want them to practice the vocabulary, but then I say that I want them to do a test. So I click on test. Students would click on test, and they're going to have a variety of different questions and different modes. So here I've got written, which is good because we want them to practice the writing and the spelling. I have 5 matching questions, so a little bit of a different mode for assessment. We have our 5 multiple choice questions, and then 5 true or false questions, and then you would get your answer. We could do options. So let's say that I wanted them to do 30 instead of 20. So I put 30, create new test. Now the test will have 30 questions instead of just 20. So a great way for kids to do a really quick basic assessment and to get some practice. And what I usually do is I let them do it as many times as possible, and that way they go back through, they preview the vocabulary, they practice a little bit more, and that gives them some more experience with the content. So here I've got some options. I don't have this particular Quizlet account linked to my Google Classroom, so I'm not going to embed it in Google Classroom that way. Instead, I'm going to copy the link. So I copied the link, I'm going to go back to my classroom, and I just create an assignment. So I've got assignment, and I'm doing Quizlet, ser y la personalidad. And I'm going to say, take a 30 question test and take a screenshot of your results. Submit the screenshot here. And then I'm going to add that link, which almost kind of works like embedding it anyways. It comes up almost the same anyways. So here they can click on this link. I'm not going to put a due date. They can submit it when they're done. And now I have a few enrichment activities for my students to be able to do. Let's go look at that EdPuzzle one, because I'm not sure why it didn't pop up yet. So post on Google Classroom. Oh, maybe that's why I didn't do it. So I'm going to click on post on, and it says posted on Google Classroom now. So let's check it out. And it didn't do it yet. I'm not sure why. So another way I could do that, let's say that I can get it to work, which for some reason I can't get it to work. So I'm going to click share assignment, and instead I'm just going to copy the link. So kind of the same thing again. And oh, and of course, there it is. So EdPuzzle, I'm going to put this under my enrichment activities again. So in 9 minutes, I've already created 3 enrichment activities. So really easy to do. Take the time to put some quality enrichment activities on your Google Classroom to make sure that you have assignments that are ready to go for days when you're absent. That's just a really good practice anyways. Plus, let's say that you have some kids who don't have anything to do, they're done with their homework and or their classwork. So instead of picking up the phone, let's say you can read work on homework, or why don't you click on an enrichment activity on Google Classroom. So that way we're not losing class time. We really want to utilize every minute of class time that we have available to us. The other thing I was going to show y'all real quick is this video. So somebody had asked me earlier, how can we hide an assignment on Google Classroom? And so you really can't hide an assignment. I was pretty sure that you can, but I'm proving myself wrong now that you can't. But watch this video for real quick, and he shows you a way not necessarily to hide videos, but a way for you to preserve your video, or I'm sorry, not your videos, your assignments, a way to preserve your assignments without deleting. Let's watch this for just 1 minute.
How can I hide it without, without deleting it entirely? Well, right now, Google Classroom doesn't give us those options. We've got edit, delete, copy links. So there's nothing we can do there. What I thought of the other day and what I tried to explain to someone else is, set up a dummy Google Classroom. So I did this today. I set up a staging area Google Classroom. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to dump my assignment, my wonderful little short story assignment that I made today. And I'm going to pull it out of 8A English. And there it is. And I'm going to reuse it and post it here. Now it's okay that there are no students and it's got no due date. What it does is it's keeping all of my posts intact, right? Now,
okay, so again, just a great way for you to be able to keep your assignments, hide them from students, especially if you don't want students, oh, just kidding. I don't know what just happened there. Anyway, so unless you don't, to keep your students from doing late assignments or saying that it was open and so now you have to grade it, that is a way for you to remove the assignment from Google Classroom but still keep your assignments. So I hope that these Thursday Tech Day tips are helpful and useful as you create your enrichment section of your Google Classroom, and also figure out a way to hide your assignments without losing them. If you have any questions, always please come and see me. I hope you have a great Thursday, or I guess Thursday on a Friday after you've already left. So I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Take care and go Yotes!